Okay, in today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a full pull workout. This workout is going to give you everything you need to guarantee yourself results, assuming you are consistent. And if you don't see any progress after 6 weeks, I will literally give you my whole bank account. So let me begin. I lied. This is actually a back and hamstrings workout. So if you're wondering why back and hamstrings and not back and biceps like a traditional pull day, well, you're right to question me, because the classic push-pull leg split says that on your pull day, you should train your back, your biceps, and your rear delts. But lucky for you, I am him. So I have decided to change up this pull workout. I'm not saying this pull day is better than a regular pull day. It's just another way of doing your pull day, another way of training. A lat pull down and a hamstring curl are both pulling movements. And in this workout, there will be a couple posterior chain movements. So movements involving you flexing your hips, which target your hamstrings, but also involve some of your back muscles as well. So in my personal experience, I have found that training your back with your hamstrings produces very good results. And there's also the fact that if you are like me and you have invisible lat syndrome and non-existent hamstrings, then this is a very good day to implement into your training. So to begin with, warm up your shoulders before you begin your movements. So do some shoulder retraction, do some arm circles, and do some rotatory cuff movements with the cable. And as for your hammies, I would say just do some forward and lateral leg swings to activate the hips and the glutes. And another way to warm up your hips and glutes is to roll them out with a foam roller. And you're going to want to warm up your lower back. So do some back extensions, a couple sets. So now for your first movement to target the lats is the lat pull down. If you struggle with the mind muscle connection on your lat pull downs, then I would say before you get into your working movements, do a couple sets of lat pullovers. These are only for blood, so do these at a very sub max effort. This will isolate the lats on your lat pull downs. I want you to do 2 top sets of 10 to 12 reps and 1 backup set of 12 to 15 reps on your lat pull downs, meaning you choose a weight that you can control and that you fail within 10 to 12 reps and 12 to 15 reps. It doesn't matter what grip you use, okay? Whether it's a neutral grip, a pronated grip, a reverse grip. If you have one of those prime grips, those are great for isolating your lats. What matters most is that you use the grip which you feel the best lat contraction and whatever your gym has available. Sticking to the 2-1-2-0 tempo. This tempo is going to be the same for all movements today. Okay, this is just a classic tempo which I like to follow. You're not going to always perfect your tempo, but it's just something to aim for, right? It's just a guideline as to what good form is, how a rep should be performed. So 2 seconds to pull down the weight, 1 second squeeze in the contraction, 2 seconds slow and controlled eccentrics, and 0 seconds in the stretch, meaning don't reach for that full stretch on your lat pull downs. Stop just before total extension to really keep tension on the lats. If you really can't stand lat pull downs, do pull-ups or chin-ups, 3 sets of 10 to 15, slow and controlled, squeezing the contraction. Again, not fully stretching at the bottom. One is not better than the other. They're both very effective. So, you choose, you experiment which one you want to do. But that is a great way to start off this pull workout. Lat pull downs or pull-ups. Next is the conventional deadlift. Deadlifts are compound movements, meaning that they involve a handful of muscle groups, meaning that they can be very effective movements to perform if you do them correctly. They involve your upper traps, spinal erectors, both very aesthetic muscle groups, and your hamstrings. Here, I want you to do 1 top set of 6 to 9 reps and 1 back-off set of 10 to 12 reps. Same tempo. Don't bounce the weight off the ground. Don't smash the weight down. Control your eccentrics for that extra hypertrophy and to grow more. Get into a solid position, one where you're not hunched nor hyperextending your back. Tighten your lats and pull the weight. And if you need to, use a belt and some wrist straps for your top sets so that you can take tension off your forearms, and this way you don't have to worry about stabilizing your core as much. But don't use them on your back off sets, as it is important to strengthen your lower back and to strengthen your forearms. And rest a bit longer between sets when doing your deadlifts, okay? They are taxing movements, so I'd say wait 4 to 5 minutes between sets for optimal energy expenditure. Next is a chest supported T-bar row. So there's 2 grips typically on a T-bar row. One is a pronated, one is a slightly more neutral. So for your upper back, use a pronated one and drive your elbows as far back as you can into your armpits and squeeze your traps together and slowly control the weight down and pause for a second in the stretch. And if you want to bias your lats more, use the more neutral grip attachment and drive your elbows into your hips. Same again, squeezing and feeling the stretch at the bottom. I would say do 1 top set of 10 to 12 reps and 1 back off set of 12 to 15 reps. Then if you're up for it, do a 50% drop set after your last set. So once you failed on your last rep of your back off set, drop the weight by 50% and go again to complete failure. An alternative exercise to this is the chest supported dumbbell row. This is also one of my go-to ones, and the same logic applies, okay? Drive your elbows into your armpits to bias your upper back and drive your elbows into your hips to bias your lats. Squeeze at the top, stretch at the bottom. Next, an upper back focused pull down. You can isolate your upper back very well with a prime grip, but for most of you might not have those fancy prime grips, in which case use a neutral grip, driving your elbows into your armpit, squeezing your shoulder blades together, slow and controlled negative, and feeling that stretch at the bottom. Do one top set of 6 to 9 reps and one backup set of 10 to 12 reps. Next up is a single arm cable row. So grab one of those single hand grips, keep a stable position, let your arm do all the moving, if that makes sense. Tuck your elbow in and really squeeze your lower lats. This can be great for fixing muscle imbalances and is a very good way to target the lower lat. So do one top set of 8 to 10 reps and one backup set of 10 to 15 reps. Then do a rest pause after your last set. So after you fail on your last rep of your backup set, take 10 deep breaths and repeat using the same weight, going to complete failure. Next is the barbell upright row. This is a great movement to target your upper back. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together, retracting your scapula at the top, and you can use an easy bar attachment at the cable stack, just as effective. So I'd say do one top set here of 10 to 12 reps and one backup set of 12 to 15 reps. Same tempo, same intensity. Now moving on to hamstring dominant exercises. The dumbbell RDL. You can perform this with a barbell. I personally prefer dumbbells. It just isolate your hamstrings better. You can use wrist straps and a belt to, again, stabilize more and not have to worry about your forearms fatiguing too quick, but only for your top sets. Extremely slow negatives, like 4-second eccentrics. Pause for 2 seconds in the stretch. Really focus on pulling that weight up with your hamstrings and not your lower back. And finally, an isolation movement for hamstrings to finish it off, the lying hamstring curl. Don't fling your reps here. Just drag your reps, slow and controlled eccentrics. Pause in the stretch for 1 second. Focus on that intense hamstring contraction. You can do these single-legged. This is also something I do often to, again, correct any muscle imbalances you may have. It also helps with the mind-muscle connection. Sometimes we have better mind-muscle connection in our right side of our body than our left, or vice versa. So it's always good to do single arm, single-legged movements. So do one top set of 10 to 12 reps and one backup set of 15 to 20 reps. And if you want to get huge, do a 50% drop set after your backup set and go to failure. And that's it. This workout will maximize muscle growth. And if you want to maximize fat loss as well, then I would suggest after your training, you hop on the treadmill and you do 25 minutes of low intensity, steady state cardio. And the intensity you should train at should be at a heart rate of around 130 to 140 beats per minute. And that's it. Okay. Rewatch it if you need to. Take notes. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. Going to be coming out with a video very soon. But until then, peace.